is, I'm actually Superman in disguise, and I only pretend to be a journalist in order to hear about disasters as they happen and then squeeze you out of the byline.
Let the good times roll!
In a dark corner of the world, three men will work together to bring you a podcast like no other. This is Fanatically Correct, where the fans, the geeks, and the nerds are always correct. With your host, MSK, Yo Peace, and Omega.
I'm looking forward to it.
Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. I think it's going to be good.
Anybody got any theories about the whole V?
Oh, it's a courtroom setting.
Right? Because I've always known versus to BvS. You know,
all right, well, look, this is what's going to happen. Superman's going to go on trial for what happened in the first movie.
Technically, okay.
And that's why.
Bum, 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 bum.
And that's why it's going to be like that.
Bum, 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 bum,
Dun,
bum.
dun. Oh, man. But, yeah, so we figured a good way to hype up for that episode is we'll do Batman v Superman throughout the years. So we'll talk about, who has the better TV shows, who has the better movies, who has the better comic books. It's a pretty one-sided battle. I think Batman wins a lot.
in everything.
Yeah, pretty much. And I gotta tell you, Superman's actually my favorite. Of the two, Superman is my personal favorite.
Hey, look at you admitting it.
But I can acknowledge that Batman has a lot of better storyline and better characters, better villains, a lot of
Better everything.
things, but yeah, we can go through the list. Actually, I do find that the origin stories, I don't mean we'll get into those origins, not the origins of the stories of the characters, but the origins of how the creators of those characters came up with those characters. Jerry Siegel, the writer who came up with Superman, actually his father was killed in a robbery of his he had a secondhand clothing store back in the 30s, and he was killed gunshot. And the first main power that Superman had when he came up with this character in high school was mainly that he was just bulletproof, Man of Steel. So the theory was that that's what inspired his creation of Superman, was the loss and death of his father.
Pretty sad.
It is.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. The parallels between like his personal life and how he came up with the superhero that everyone loves now. Probably like the most second most famous, because we know Batman's more famous. But yeah, it's pretty crazy that happened to him in real life, and then he wrote about it.
You know what? I'm gonna stop you there with the whole more famous type of thing.
They're just as popular. Batman and Superman just as popular as one of the other.
I think they're
maybe
both,
Superman more.
Equally
they're
popular.
I think they're equally popular, even though Batman has better stories and more movies and people might talk about him more. I think they're both as popular. I mean, around the world, I think Superman is like more well known than I'm just assuming as well. Like I
think like if you look at it culturally, Superman is, they're equally as popular. I don't think there's anybody who knows what Superman is and doesn't know what Batman is.
Right.
But
right.
when you say superhero, usually for most people, Superman's the first one that comes to mind.
Yeah, I mean, as far as like the word superhero, superpowers, Superman is included like all the time. So
yes.
Did you wanna talk about Batman's origins?
There's some interestingness to that because
there's some shadiness.
There is some shadiness because it is pretty much Bob Kane takes all the credit.
Some shadiness?
Yeah, it's not.
No, it's complete shady. It's complete
shadiness. Yeah. Bob Kane is pretty much known for taking all the credit of Batman. Yet the whole comic book world, especially when you hear like interviews from Stan Lee and things like that, that it was Bob Kane and
Bill Finger. Bill Finger did everything. Like the whole look of Batman, if you compare it to what Bob Kane originally thought of, and after he started working with Bill Finger, you see it and it's all right. That's Batman. Like it's 1930s Batman, but you could tell that's Batman. Bob Kane's original concept, it's completely different.
Yeah. Kane was red and yellow because he was, emanating Superman, and Finger made it more original with like dark colors and gray, and made it a dark character. It's kind of crazy when you think about what the backstory of the character, which is an orphan. His parents were shot in front of him, so he wants to fight crime at 11.
Don't tell me Bob Kane's parents were shot. Don't tell me that.
Well, no, that would be crazy.
Jesus gracious.
I'm just saying, like, that would be kind of crazy.
No.
Superman
or maybe he had a friend.
Man,
Yeah.
that's
But when you look at how dark of a character Batman's supposed
dark.
to be, it is so dark.
Yeah.
But when you look at what a dark character Batman is, in writing, how he went through this long phase of this popness, like daylight, like jokey type of a character. Come on, Robin. Like we'll get into that now, in a little bit with the sidekicks. Batman and Robin and the little boy Wonder. And when you look at the first, TV show of Batman, the classic series with Adam West, and it's like so campy, and it's like that's a dark story. Like how is this, ever? How is it never a, why did it take so long to get to a dark place with Batman when he's always been a dark storyline, a dark character? It's like you
No,
look
but
at
it
those
was
series.
it was campy for Adam West. That was a joke.
No, that they went really campy with the Adam West series.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's a fun series though. You guys used to watch that one. Well, it didn't
Of
come out when we
course.
were kids, but the reruns.
No, but yeah, we
used to
watched
watch
the
it.
reruns definitely.
Yeah. I mean,
Definitely.
I know you were a big fan of the Cesar Romero Joker of that show. No, you weren't. You weren't that big on.
It's a Joker, but that come on.
You didn't like the paint over the mustache.
No, at all. That's what's so bad.
I enjoy those.
Yeah, no, they were
I like
fun,
the-
campy shows. Just campy.
Yeah, Burgess Meredith was.
Come on,
the
man. The
Penguin.
Powers and the Whams and
And like 8 Catwomen. How many Catwomen
Yeah,
did they
man,
have?
they
Like
changed it. They changed
every
it
season was a new
Yeah.
Catwoman.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. Well, speaking of Robin, I actually did a little bit of the research. There's a lot in the comic books, a ton of Robins. Like I did not know there was that many Robins.
Yeah, we're
How
not
many
gonna go through all of them. 'cause there's so
let's
many.
go down the
Let's
list.
just
How
go
many
through
Robins?
the four. Maybe
I'll
three.
well, the main one. Okay, everyone knows Dick Grayson. Obviously,
Yeah,
that's the first.
it's the best one.
Robin and the popular Robin. He becomes Nightwing. He's Robin. That's like when everyone's gonna think Dick Grayson in the show. It was Dick Grayson in the comic books. That was the first Robin was Dick Grayson, and in the movie even with Tim Burton with Chris O'Donnell was Dick.
I didn't mind Chris O'Donnell, man.
So-
I didn't mind Chris O'Donnell.
That's a great Robin.
Yeah, he wasn't that bad.
But he was already Nightwing, and it's like they didn't do.
Just kidding. That's not a
yeah,
good
oh,
Robin.
okay.
That's fine. I mean, what? He adopted a 30-year-old man. It's okay. It's fine.
Exactly.
Yo,
exactly.
yeah, that is perfectly fine. It's
perfectly normal. I don't
He's
understand
like,
what's wrong.
man, you a grown man. Get a job.
Yeah.
He adopted a grown man that was in the circus.
Yeah.
Like, still living with his
And
parents.
still
in the
had
circus.
issues.
Yeah.
Still had issues
Still had
about
teen
life.
issues, and he was like 25 years old, 26 years old. I mean, come on.
I know. Yeah, I don't. It just wasn't what it was supposed to be. But you go into like right now. Actually, I think my favorite Robin is. I'm really digging. I'm gonna jump ahead a few, and we can go back to the other ones. Is Damian Wayne, because in the animated movies that they're doing right now, they got like a bit of a trilogy. They actually have a trilogy right now, 3 movies in a row that are about the Damian Wayne Robin, which is Batman's son. He is an awesome character. It's like it's got a little bit of the Jason Todd where he's a lot tougher, a lot grittier, a lot meaner, but there's a whole storyline of who his mother is and where he was raised and where he comes from that just makes him such an awesome character. And those animated movies are really good.
Yeah.
And they have a great contrast to who his character is. And I'm really digging that version of Robin.
Yeah.
And then they included Dick Grayson, but he's Nightwing now. And he hates Dick Grayson because obviously since he's Batman's real son, he has a jealousy towards his first son, who he first raised.
His real son.
the older
His
guy.
real son.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the guy he raised. So he has a total hate for him, and it shows. And they do a really good job on the writing with that character. So I'm getting from the animated movies. I'm not a big comic book reader anymore. I'm guessing that the comic book storyline for that character's got to be great too, because that's usually the animated movies get most of their story.
Damian Wayne is kind of a little badass. He kind of speaks the same way as Ra's al Ghul does, in that old style of talking.
Yep.
So
traditional. Like he's like born in the wrong century. It's excellent.
Yeah.
So he has a level of maturity that's even more mature than Batman at moments because he's raised with a more classical view of the world. It's really well done.
But yeah, man, you brought up Jason Todd and it's funny because recently everyone's on the Jason Todd hype. He's like on the video game Arkham which
I
was the most
think, and I
recent
think
one?
that's why
Arkham Knight.
the
Arkham Knight.
Knight,
Yeah.
Arkham Knight.
Well, the thing with Jason Todd is he's a big fan favorite now, but when he was Robin, he kind of sucked. They had in the 80s they had like a poll to see if they wanted to keep Robin during the Death of the Family comic book line. They did a poll to see if the fans wanted to keep Jason Todd as Robin or if they wanted to kill him off, and they ended up killing him off.
So that's wow, and then the Joker executed,
and the Joker killed him. Yeah,
That's
the Joker. Actually, that comic book is really good. Like I read that comic book when I was like, I don't know, 7. it was like
it's a good one.
It's a really good comic book. But yeah, and actually, I think Under the Red Hood is when they actually show that in the flashback scene or in the beginning.
Yeah, how it happens.
It's not exactly like that in the comic book, but yeah, it's pretty much similar. It's more or less. But yeah, before he sucked. He sucked as Robin. I thought he sucked. But then recently they brought him back as Red Hood, and now he's wrong. Now he's like a total badass, and all I hear is, "Oh, Jason Todd. He's he's a badass. He's tough." He's like, yeah, but that's them. Fixing his character.
What was funny is
before.
they really hyped up Tim Drake, who they refer to as Red Robin, because he's the one with the all red Robin suit. They because I remember reading that comic because I was a kid, and it was late 80s, early 90s when they brought in Tim Drake. And when they first brought him in, the first thing they did was Batman was with the Justice League, whatever, out of town. So it was him by himself in Gotham, and they put him against Joker. And he beats the Joker and has the Joker incarcerated. Of course, he's gonna escape 20 times again, but still he one-on-one the Joker and won. And they did that to elevate him already right out the gate ahead of Jason Todd. He was like, hey, when Jason Todd went one-on-one with him, he died.
Yeah.
Like it was game over.
Yeah.
And then Tim Drake by himself, and that's when they introduced the he was using the bow staff, like a metallic bow staff.
Yeah,
and he one-on-one it with the Joker and won. And then even I remember reading in the comic book that he was like, the Joker was taunting him. Oh, now he's gonna have another Robin under his belt and all this stuff. And Tim Drake won, and they that's how they introduced him. Like that was his like first issue, I believe, with Tim Drake. It's like, wow, Tim Drake, really like kind of.
I like Tim Drake.
He's a good one too.
It's cool between you could really see the different layers of all the different Robins. Like Dick Grayson is more you could compare him to Batman as in type of skill. Like they have similar skill. Dick Grayson is closer to Batman in like fighting and all that. Whereas Tim Drake is more of the detective. He's actually closer to Batman as in detective wise, trying to figure out what's going on and
in the intellectual style.
Yeah. And then Jason Todd is just crazy. Like he just has anger issues. So Batman has some anger issues as well. So it's pretty cool. You see the different things that they get from Batman himself.
You know what I love right now?
What?
Like it's Omega with his Superman and MSK with his Batman, and you guys are just going at it right now.
Yeah. Only Omega's talking about Batman. He's not talking much about Superman.
Well, I said it from the get-go. Superman is my favorite.
You guys are going at it, and I have nothing to put.
I think Superman has the best shot. If we're gonna go Batman v Superman and all things, we'll jump into what we like to talk the most about, which is movies. Man of Steel. Thank goodness for that great film. I will see what this next one does, because it's supposed to be a sequel to Man of Steel. It's supposed to be a sequel to Man of Steel, but we'll see. And either way, it won't be a Superman movie. It's now Superman plus Batman and Dawn of Justice.
Yeah, it's Batman taking over. Batman's taking over the franchise.
Yeah, so we can't count it as a Superman movie now because of that. So, but Man of Steel is a great Superman movie, and what makes it even better is all the failed attempts at having a really good Superman movie before it, and just everything about that is my favorite movie. Dark Knight for me is a very close second to it, but to me, if it's Batman versus Superman and all the films, and we got a long list we can run through, but to me, I jump straight to, I think for me, Man of Steel takes it, and I'm glad that finally happened, and Christopher Nolan jump from the Dark Knight series into that to help Zack Snyder make a great Superman movie.
Yeah. I mean, Zack Snyder did a pretty good job directing that. We finally had Superman throwing a punch. Usually we watch Superman movie, it's about land, and Lex Luthor wants to have a bunch of land and take over the world with land. And I don't care how much land you want to own, man. I want to see Superman fight. I just want to see him
exactly.
fight.
And I mean, it's sad because I don't want to get into the Lex Luthor again because we talk about it for the hours, but it was great that they didn't jump straight to Lex Luthor like every other Superman movie does.
Yeah.
They gave you a first of like you just said, a villain he could fight. And what's his name? Michael Shannon.
Michael Shannon.
From Boardwalk Empire. Like, what a great Zod. That was such. Every time that guy spoke his dialogue, that part where like at the very beginning when he's talking with what's his name, Kal-El's mother, and he's gonna find like I will find him. Just like all of that whole scene, and then the scene where they're duking it out at the end, and the scene that part like now I awesome. Have no people. He's just he was what they try to use Lex Luthor for in the other Superman films to give like a dramatic villain to Superman, but then he was also the physical villain at the same time, and it was perfect for Man of Steel.
There's only two things I didn't like about the Man of Steel. Two minor things. One is the blatant product placement everywhere in the movie. I think you have like,
come on, man.
I think you have
America.
Sears. You have the was it Canon or Nikon? I think it was Nikon. Doing their product placement. You had IHOP. It was like very clear, but whatever. I get past that. I could look past that.
But let's be realistic. Only people like you.
I know. Yeah. I mean, it's not really. I really don't care. But yeah, it's one thing that I saw that was kind of funny. And he didn't say Neo before Zod. That's the one line I wanted to hear him say.
He did not.
I wanted him to say Neo before Zod, and that's it. That's it.
You know, like that movie, the Man of Steel is almost a perfect movie for me.
A perfect movie, period, or perfect superhero movie?
To me,
superhero movie.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's great.
Like, almost, except I wanted more of Krypton.
Krypton was awesome.
I was just thinking that too. What a great. I'm gonna compare it to. I'm not saying it's as good, but it's up there to the intro of the first Star Trek, JJ Star Trek film of the whole birth of Kirk. It was like it really set the pace. It's not as good as that, but it's in the same league.
I think it's as good, man. I think it's as good.
You think it's as good? I'm surprised.
Yeah, I like because we never see Krypton like on the screen. Exactly. You know? We only saw in episode 1 in the first movie. We saw we saw Marlon Brando talk a little bit.
But that's Godfather.
Yeah, but yeah, man, we had Russell Crowe in this, and we had the whole like Krypton feel in the beginning. It was awesome.
Just everything, and then Zod, and then the fight between his Jor-El,
the whole backstory,
and then the trial.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
No, and even the change of the backstory that they did, that he's to make him even put him on even a higher pedestal than he really needs to be on one, but that he's also the first like natural birth that they've had in centuries, because they've gone the route of basically cloning and it's genetics and predetermined careers and things like that. Like they really got into the story of Krypton, and visually, especially with the CGI that we have available to us now, but visually everything they showed on Krypton was just great too. It was just it was a whole other planet. It really was, and we got to see that and see the drama behind that, and it really set the pace for the rest of that film. That was very well done.
That's all in the writing, man. That's all in the. I think David S. Goyer was one of the writers for that. He also did Batman Begins and the whole Nolan Batman. So I think that was part of it. But I think they're gonna do a Krypton series for Sci-Fi.
Yes. I heard
so that should be
Sci-Fi Channel is gonna be doing a Krypton series that has been officially stamped. So they'll be taking another shot at the Superman genre.
Kind of scary.
It's sci-fi. It might be good. Being Human was good. There's some good sci-fi.
Actually, sci-fi has been getting really good lately.
Yeah, especially the ones you watch. You watch a lot of those. What are they?
They had
some of the ones
they
you
had
watch?
Continuum. They had
There you go. That's the ones. Yeah.
The Expanse. The Expanse is the other one.
Yeah, well, I like Being Human. 12 Monkeys. It's got potential. Small Girl. That's gonna get Small Girl's gonna get canceled. They're using the Flash to try to help her out and doing
Small Girl
with the Flash. Well, it's not. Sorry, Supergirl. Because I'm confusing with the other. I'm confusing with the other failed. I'm confusing with the other failed Superman genre, which was Smallville, which started out great, but then went to shambles. Yeah. But we'll see. I mean, the good thing about, I guess, if it's Krypton, they're gonna have and nothing about Superman or superpowers for that matter, because Krypton,
they're pretty normal. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how they go about it. I know David Goyer is part of it, so I don't know if it's gonna connect to Man of Steel anyway, but we'll see. I'm sure we're all gonna watch it.
So in Batman v Superman, who has the best movie? Is it Batman or is it Superman?
And
Obviously,
Right now?
obviously the nominee for the Supermans is Man of Steel. For Batman,
it's The Dark Knight.
what goes up
No,
against
it's The
Man of
Dark Knight.
Steel?
Dark Knight.
Yeah.
It has to be
Yeah,
Dark
I had
Knight.
to go with Dark Knight.
Yeah, I mean, Dark Knight.
It's a great villain.
I think Dark Knight
It's a great
changed
villain.
the superhero game, where they people started thinking of these superhero movies as actual movies, not just
Yeah.
popcorn fillers.
But but when you think Dark Knight, okay, when you think Man of Steel, I think you think the whole package. You think Henry Cavill as Superman and Shannon as Zod, and just all the characters, all the actors. Even Kevin Costner was great as as the father, as
Father.
Clark Kent's father. I think you think of the package as a whole. But I think when you think Dark Knight, you automatically jump straight to Joker. You go straight to Heath Ledger's
Well, yeah,
performance.
he stole the show. He stole the show. But
Yeah.
but the thing with the Dark Knight is, since it was a sequel, we already saw a little bit of everyone else in Batman Begins, which was also a really good movie to start with.
Yeah.
It was set up for Heath Ledger to either really make it a bomb, like suck at the
Yeah.
Joker, or to completely steal the show. And I'm glad that actually
Even
happened, that he
though
stole the show.
You know what? Even though it's kind of sad that he stole the show so much, because Eckhart's Two-Face was great.
Yeah.
That was a great Two-Face. I mean, especially compared to what Tommy Lee Jones did in that
Yeah.
mess.
Yeah.
Wait,
That's a
that
really
happened?
good. Yeah, that happened. It's a fan film, like MSK likes
Yeah.
to call it, fan film.
No, that
Yeah.
happened. No, that happened. I watched that movie. I like that movie. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good movie.
But that was an awesome Two-Face too. Just that whole scene in the hospital. Actually, that interaction between Joker and Two-Face.
Yeah, it's probably the
usually
best scene.
Yeah, usually when you have multiple villains in a superhero movie, the interaction between the villains, they're usually weaker storyline, like across the board. I have a hard time thinking right now, but when you really specify, especially Batman movies, usually interaction between multiple villains tends not to be a really good one. Where this one, they only had one scene really together as villains, because Eckhart has the scenes as Harvey Dent, the attorney, that they interact, but as
Yeah.
villains, where he's Two-Face and he's Joker. That hospital scene, great scene, great
Yeah.
scene.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's really good.
So-
And it's interesting how they did the whole Two-Face backstory. Because in the comics, it's the courtroom scene where one of the mob guys just throws acid in his face, and that's how he becomes Two-Face.
Yeah,
They kind of
oh,
hinted.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah,
dun.
They kind of
Yeah.
they kind of hinted at that at that in the Dark Knight, kind of like an Easter egg type
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
But they went with a different route, which was a lot better than the original storyline of how he became Two-Face.
Yeah, I liked the
version of
new version of it.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
so
I enjoy
Batman,
both of them, but I like the new take on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it's very,
And
and,
I think-
even the look.
Yeah, the look of it, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was like more skeletal. Like it was actually like down to the bone. Like look, like it had a better look to it too than they usually do. Even from the cartoon, like the cartoon does like a whole gray face with a
But that's a
mouth.
classic. That's
No,
a
but the
classic.
Yeah,
cartoon,
it-
the
it
cartoon's
is.
completely different. I mean,
Yeah.
even the storyline for that, they changed it from the original comic book storyline to how he blew up in a factory, like he was in a mob factory.
Yeah, the animated
he just
series.
blew
yeah.
half his face was just blown off, which
Yeah.
Yeah.
was it was really cool to see that, especially like it's
Yeah.
it's a kids cartoon,
Kids cartoon.
and
yeah.
you see someone's face get blown off. It's different.
So in Batman v Superman, it's Man of Steel versus Dark Knight. Who has the worst movie or between Batman and Superman?
We're going back here.
I'm
As-
gonna say Superman.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say Superman.
Which one? It has a lot of Batman.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with two specific movies. All right. The first one is Superman 3 with Richard Pryor.
The Richard Pryor one.
And no Gene Hackman, but we had like I forgot who played the other villain. That was like
Superman played the other villain. That's the one where
Yes,
they
he
make
did.
that's
Yeah.
the one where they make the bad kryptonite, that they try to make
Right.
kryptonite, but it's bad.
Yeah.
So it splits him into two. So he's like a bad Superman
Yeah,
and a
yeah.
good Superman, and he's fixing the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
yeah, it's horrible.
And
Yeah, it's horrible. But there's like a business guy. There's like a cheap knockoff Lex Luthor business guy behind that, and it sucks.
Okay.
It's completely horrible. And Christopher Reeves
So
was
bad.
barely in the movie, so yeah, that because of that movie, I would say Superman has the worst movie. And I don't know if this is considered a real movie, but there was this fan film that came out like in 2005. Superman Returns, I think it was called.
the
Superman
Daisy Dukes.
Superman
The
Returns.
Daisy Dukes. What a waste of Kevin
Yeah.
Spacey though. Because you watch House of Cards now on Netflix, and you're like, that's how
That
he
should have been Lex Luthor.
playing.
Yeah, that should have been Lex Luthor.
Exactly. is that Bryan Singer had it stuck in his head of basically trying to reboot the Christopher Reeve Superman films,
Yeah.
and he's like Kevin Spacey. Yeah, you know what? You do a good Gene Hackman. Like, no, that's not Lex
Yeah.
Luthor. Let's have a good Lex Luthor, and he had a good actor to do it. Great casting.
Yeah.
I'd take Kevin Spacey right now and love it because what he does as Underwood
Frank Underwood,
in
yeah.
House of Cards is Lex Luthor. It's just you know,
Yeah.
not with the same accent though. You know, no Southern accent because he's a northeastern or more.
Which he can bring it in if you wanted to. Like I wouldn't mind.
Even if
If
Frank,
you brought that accent.
Yeah.
I would be fine with it. If
Yeah.
it's the Frank Underwood character, pretty much, I would be fine with it. Just like when the rumors were that it was going to be Brian Cranshaw. I don't know how to
Brian
pronounce it,
Cranston.
Breaking Bad.
Brian Cranston. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. From Breaking Bad, however they would have done it, if he would have been Heisenberg-ish, that would have been perfect. That would have been fine as a version of Lex Luthor. And they had that in that movie. They had Kevin Spacey. They had the actor that could do it, and he has done it in other movies too. It wasn't like he now in House of Cards he finally blew up. No, Kevin Spacey's done a lot of good parts in a lot of movies, and then good
he's
performances.
capable
So
of doing it.
He's always been.
He was capable of
exactly.
doing it. They wanted to do a cheap knockoff Gene Hackman impersonation, and that's what we got. I mean, Bryan Singer had no idea what he wanted to do. He didn't know if he wanted to do a reboot, a remake, or in like an homage type thing, like or a sequel. So he did like a mixture of everything. It was like a sequel and a reboot, and it was a mess. It was a complete mess. But at least he used the original score. So that's cool, right? Like at least he used the original theme.
Yeah, and he also used Marlon Brando's narration as well.
Yeah.
Didn't they
So
reboot the Marlon Brando?
no, not enough to
So
save
make
the
it a
movie. Not
complete
enough to save the
continuation.
movie. That movie sucked.
Yeah. What's crazy is
And Superman wasn't bad. Like
No.
like the guy looked. His look wasn't bad.
Yeah. Brandon Routh.
You know,
yeah,
I'm not
he
saying
was good.
I'm not saying the costume. I'm saying like technically.
Yeah.
no, the Daisy
you know.
Dukes was horrible.
No, the
No,
costume was awful.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying
Yeah.
the costume. I'm saying like he looked.
He looks like Christopher Reeves. If they were doing
Like
a Christopher
Christopher
Reeves
Reeves.
story, like the way Ben Affleck played, it's also what is it? Reeves, I think is that actor's name that played Superman in the TV show. for
George
that movie,
Reeves.
Hollywoodland
George
with-
Reeves, yeah.
George Reeves. There you go. And Ben Affleck played George Reeves, which
He
not
did-
really good physical characters. He did a good
No,
performance.
the performance
and that's
was
a good
great.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a good movie mainly because Adrian Brody and the main story
Yeah.
to Hollywoodland. But if they were gonna do like that type of movie, but with Christopher Reeve type
Which
of
I
thing,
Yeah.
and
thought
as
that's what
Superman,
they were gonna do.
he would be perfect for that.
Oh, Brandon Routh
right.
is a good actor, man. He's
Yeah.
actually on
He
Legends right now as the
Yes.
Adam, and I think he does
as
a
the
great
Atom,
job.
and he was on the Arrow for a while too as
Yeah.
the Atom. But yeah, he's good. He plays
Moving
the
on.
character
Moving
well.
on.
Moving on. Because we were going to the crossovers. I gotta jump into, to me, the worst movie of the Batmans and Supermans. I jumped
we
straight
go.
into Batman and Robin. Yeah,
This is
definitely.
great. This is great.
is
this
so
is great
bad.
for podcast. This is great
That
for
is
podcast.
so bad.
This
Batman
is
and
happening
Robin
right now.
is so bad. That movie is so horrible. Alicia Silverstone is Batgirl. Uma Thurman. And here's the thing: like, some of the actors are good actors, but just those performances. Arnold Schwarzenegger,
they're-
Mr.
it's
Freeze,
horrible. That's-
worst Mr. Freeze ever.
That's the only Batman movie I can't watch.
Man.
Yeah, he's horrible.
It's so horrible.
It's horrible.
It's and the nipples. That's the costumes
Yeah.
have the
And
nipples.
let me tell you something. Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze.
That's such a good character.
Like
It's a
that
great
character
character.
is so amazing.
Great character.
So amazing. That backstory is so
Yeah.
amazing.
Well, the backstory in the animated series, because before that, who knows what his backstory
Yes.
was? But
right,
yeah.
right. But I'm
But the
saying
animated
like,
No, and they already
series
dove
knocked it
into
out.
it. God, Gotham upsets me so much. Gotham's already jumping into the Mr. Freeze storyline, and they're pretty much using the animated series storyline,
Yeah, it's the
but it's
best.
just too early.
it's the best though.
Yeah, but it is such a great with the whole. It's like it makes him a relatable character.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
like
this
you
guy
want
is-
to you hate him but you love him and you
Yes.
understand what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And then it's like he even like he even has a respect for Batman, like the way, especially the animated series, such a great series. That the interaction between Mr. Freeze and Batman, when they have him, like those are always my favorite episodes because you gotta love the way Mr. Freeze respects Batman and like doesn't really want to end him, but he'll do it. Like he's got
Right.
no place about doing it, and then he's like just so intelligent. He's not crazy like all the most of the villains, like the Penguin and the Joker, and
Yeah.
he doesn't have this insanity. He's very
calm. He's very calm.
very
and-
calm, very determined in what he wants and what he's trying to do and what he's trying to accomplish. He's just has a cold heart, to have a pun intended there.
Yeah.
Just a very cold
Totally
heart. Is I'm
intended
willing to
that,
do
but okay.
anything to get what I need. Yeah, and that's why they do it. And that's what makes so much sense to it is the concept of that is like he's a cold person and he's cold hearted, but he's super intelligent and just super respectful, and just everything about him. He's such a break from all the other Batman villains.
And then you give me Arnold.
That's Arnold.
They give you Arnold. Yeah.
Why?
And then you
It's
give
so
me
bad.
Arnold.
It's so bad.
And Bane. How about Bane in that
Yeah.
movie? What is that? He's like a lackey to Poison Ivy.
Poison Ivy.
Like
Oof.
it's a he's some like,
Who's trying to be
what
like
is that?
Catwoman? Like it's bad. Like it's bad.
It's unwatchable.
Holy rusty
It is.
metal, Batman! I hate that line. I hate that line
scene
so
too,
much.
what?
What? The metal? It's rusted. Oh,
Yeah, but that's
stupid.
actually that's Batman Forever.
That's Batman Forever.
That line is Batman Forever because that's when they go to fight Two-Face and the Riddler.
Is that Batman
on the
Forever?
island.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, that's
actually-
bad.
that's
That's
the Val
horrible.
Kilmer one.
That's horrible.
That is the worst line. So I'm giving it to Batman has the worst movie.
That's the worst line. But I
Man,
can still
this
watch
is
Batman
happening.
Forever.
This is happening.
I can still
right
watch
now.
Batman Forever.
Yeah, because you're a fan of
Yeah.
Batman.
Yeah.
Let's be
Listen,
realistic
this was
about
sad.
this.
I can definitely watch the Batman and Robin movie, which is the one based on the series with Adam West and Burt Ward
Yeah.
as Robin, and that one has Cesar Romero as the Joker and Burgess Meredith as the Penguin. I think it had like 4 or 5 villains in
Yeah.
that movie and it's pretty bad too because like fighting them on a ship.
Well,
and they
that's
go
meant
after
to be
them in the
campy.
bad
Though.
boat.
That's meant
But
to be
it's
campy.
campy
Yeah.
and it's
fun.
funny. It's
fun.
entertaining. It's like a total
Yeah.
popcorn. Speaking of which, Wrath of the Cons, MegaCon is getting huge.
You love
the
Wrath
one
of
in
the Cons.
Orlando
Yeah,
this year.
it's getting really big.
And they're doing 50 years of Batman, and you're gonna have Adam West and Burt Ward both there together.
Yeah,
Plugins.
yeah. You're plugging.
We're not getting paid by them. I'm just saying, like, I wish you would. And if they're listening,
sponsor
hey,
that we
send
don't
us
know
some
about?
money.
Like,
We'll take it. We'll take it. But I want to go to MegaCon so bad this year. Like, they have such a good lineup, and that is awesome. Batman and Robin
Yeah.
together.
No, that
You know,
show was great for what it was, man. It's just pure camp, and I grew
It
up
is,
watching that
it
show
is.
in reruns
the
on
Bat Dance.
FX. It was on.
I didn't mind
Yeah.
those. I
didn't
didn't mind
mind them.
I didn't mind that show.
I think
didn't
Frank
mind that show.
Gershon,
You were-
the guy that played the Riddler, I still really like his Riddler. Like he's still a really good Riddler, you know.
Yes.
But yeah, Cesar Romero as the
yeah.
Joker is something else. It's something else.
Everyone, they're all camp, and that's what hurt. With I think that he was trying. I think Tim Burton and Schumacher, like they were really trying to do this, like, oh, we'll still kind of be like the classic Batman, but then be dark, like the comic book. And I don't know what they're doing because it's just bad. It's just
Yeah,
bad.
I don't know what they were
I'd
doing.
rather watch that. I'd rather watch that Batman movie. I'd rather watch the serials Batman movies than watch that Batman and Robin movie. That is
Batman and Robin is horrible. It's horrible.
That is,
But
that is
but
really
I
bad.
still watch
So-
Batman and Robin over Superman Returns. Just saying it.
I don't know.
So we
That may-
haven't really come to
I mean,
terms
I'd
on
rather
which one
watch
is the
the-
worst one.
Well, we're doing like we did with the movie. It's Man of Steel versus Dark Knight, and I guess for the fans, the geeks and the nerds out there, all 8 of them, if we're lucky, 2 of them actually listening to this cast, let them decide which one's worse. Superman Returns,
This is where we
or
could
Batman and Robin.
we could plug our Twitter.
So.
We could plug our Twitter handle.
There you go.
Yopies, you
Yeah,
could do
throw
that.
it-
You can handle that.
Fan correct.
There you go.
Fan
And
correct.
tell us what are your thoughts?
It's just that fast.
Just that fast.
At
Yeah.
fan correct.
Okay, so now when it comes to TV shows, wow, it's weak for both of them. I think the Batman and Robin original classic series might be winning that category. What do you
No,
think?
yeah.
it definitely is.
Yeah, I think it is.
It definitely is.
well, unless
if you
you
even
count-
if you even
No.
try to bring in Smallville up in
No.
this conversation,
No.
I would.
the first 3 seasons of Smallville are good.
The first
until Lana
the
became a
first
witch, it was
2
good.
Yeah, exactly. I saw Smallville while I was in high school, and as soon as I graduated, it's like season 4 or 5. I was like, man, this show really sucks. Like it got really bad.
Yeah.
Like,
I watched it all the way
yeah,
through.
no, I don't know how he
Why
did.
would you do
I know
that?
why he did. I know why he did
Had to
because
Why did
finish
she
it.
do
I
that?
started
Michael
it.
Rosenblum.
I had to finish it, and it was disappointing all the way through. After MSK called it, right after that witch episode where Lana and it's just
Yeah, but you know what? That show did give us the best live action Lex Luthor. I think Michael Rosenbaum was the
Michael
best.
Rosenbaum,
Yeah.
hands down.
Hands
And
down.
and even John Glover's his father as
He was awesome.
Lionel
He was
Luthor.
awesome. Yeah,
great
yeah.
too.
He was
Great.
awesome.
That's the best we've had
Yeah.
of a live action Lex Luthor. Just like you said,
Yeah.
it was what I think actually what drew me to the show the most. And even as the show went on and got crappier and crappier,
Yeah.
that's still remained pretty consistent were those two characters, Lionel Luthor and Lex Luthor.
Yeah, they were really good characters.
Actually, Marco Rosenbaum was Zod because in that series, which I don't care about spoilers. No one's watching Smallville. Don't do it. If you're gonna watch Smallville, watch the first couple seasons and call it
No,
quits.
don't watch anything. Don't watch anything. Don't do that. Don't listen to what he just said.
Hooked on it.
Don't watch
poor Tom
anything.
Welling, man. Poor Tom Welling. He was a good Superman.
He was another
too.
good Superman. Yeah, he got the.
He was decent. Just the writing on that show went so south.
Yeah.
But yeah, they made Lex Luthor become Zod, so even Michael Rosenbaum was Zod for like a season.
That sounds ridiculous. No, that show sounds awful. Yeah, no, what killed it for me was the witch storyline and the fact when they killed off his dad. That's pretty much where I dropped off.
Hey, that's where that happened around the same time. I think that he said, "I'm done with this show," so they had to kill off his character. I think that actor, the actor goes, "You know what? I'm just gonna keep collecting my residual checks from Dukes of Hazards. I'm done.
Yeah.
Write me off. I'm done."
And I have a question: did Superman ever get to fly?
Yes, for about 3 seconds in the final episode.
Did he get to?
It was basically the Flash.
Did he get to wear the cape?
It was basically the Flash for 7 years, is what it was. It was the Flash for 7 years.
Did he get the cape?
Wow.
Yeah, he had the whole suit, and they showed it for like 5 seconds CGI in the background, and then at the very end he does the running and then opening the shirt, like all of that weight for like.
Yeah, I'm not. Wow. At least they didn't do like the whole leather 2004 all leather Superman.
I'm sure Chris would have.
Wait a minute. I heard a grunting sound. Did they do that?
Do what? Repeat that.
Did they do all leather suit for Superman on that show?
I think Omega would have preferred that. No. I think he would.
No, he never had a suit. They had the Green Arrow in that show. He had a suit. They had the Flash or Impulse, they call him. He had a suit. They had a Cyborg on that show. He had a suit. Aquaman had a suit. He never had a suit. It was the freaking red jacket with the blue jeans and the blue shirt. The whole damn 7 years.
All I remember from that one episode where it was like the mini Justice League episode.
Yeah,
all of them. The episode I saw, all of them had hoodies on. Like it was like, what are you, a boy band? What's going on? Like they all had the red hoodie and the gray hoodie.
They were Arrow.
Yeah, they were JLA.
Yeah,
coming at you. But you know what? How about Lois and Clark? I didn't even watch that show. You guys ever watch that show?
I did actually. I really liked that show. I really liked that show.
I did.
Yeah, it was good.
That show though felt like a little bit court.
It was a procedural. Show. It was like a procedural. It was like a cop show. Pretty much.
Well, it focused more on the Clark Kent, Lois Lane reporter aspect of it, and then and would just drop in like every episode had like, okay, in the last 10 minutes he'll be Superman. Is what I'm guessing how that was.
That's kind of how I remember it. Yeah, I mean, I was a kid when that came out, but I like
that
show. That show was pretty good.
Who's that actor? John Shea or whatever. I bet he was even a better Lex Luthor than the one we're gonna get.
You know what? He was a decent Lex Luthor. He was pretty good.
I know it. I think every Lex Luthor is gonna be better than what we're about to get.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? What Lex Luthor are we gonna get?
You know what Lex Luthor.
No, I have no idea.
The Earth 2 Lex, the Facebook Lex.
That's not Lex. You guys stop.
So changing subject. How about Arrow? Like the first 2 seasons of Arrow, that's kind of pretty much a Batman show.
I'm not gonna talk about Arrow.
It's pretty much. The
I'm
first
definitely
2 seasons,
not talking about Arrow.
I know. Your piece is done. Your piece is actually made it official.
I stopped.
He made it official. He's
Arrow.
done.
I'm done. So in fact, let's move on.
Well, I'm helping you acknowledge how bad it is because basically all it does is steal the Batman storyline.
No,
and the Batman villains
and the villains.
Yeah,
yeah,
and everything. Like I didn't know. Like how come that writer didn't get fired as soon as he started writing these things?
He might have, and that's why the show is not as good anymore. That and the casting director that decided to cast a bunch of actors for certain parts, like, oh yeah, they're no big deal now, but in the future, it's like, listen, if they're a bad actor now, don't cast them for something that's gonna be a big part later because they're still gonna be a bad actor.
Man, that show is so bad.
Who's your favorite character, Yopi? Is it Laurel? Is it
Laurel? Laurel.
Is it Laurel?
Everybody, Laurel and Coral.
Laurel and Coral. But it just I'm gonna stop talking about Arrow. Stop.
Listen, okay, there was a show. Here again, Batman's gonna win for worst. In my opinion, there was a show so bad, Birds of Prey.
I never saw that show.
Okay, it had. I think it had like 5 episodes. I don't even think they finished the season, and it was supposed to be the daughter. Apparently, this is actually from the comic books, but whatever. I just remember how they used to show the previews for like it's the daughter, and they would show Batman and show like a shadow of Batman and go and Catwoman and show like a shadow of Catwoman, and like this is the premise of the show. It's the daughter of Batman and Catwoman. We're gonna try and tease you for as long as possible. Like, hey, maybe Batman will be in the show, maybe he won't, and that was the show.
I'm pretty sure that show got canceled after a couple episodes.
Yeah, no, it did. It did. I think I only had like 5 episodes or something like that aired. It's just horrendous. So I'm going with that's probably the worst Batman show because Gotham's
Want to hear
not
something?
that bad.
Want to hear something?
Shoot.
I think they had like 14 episodes.
Did you just look that up?
What?
You just looked
You
it
just
up?
looked it up?
Or were you a really big fan of the show and you didn't tell us?
I was a big
Okay, that's what I
fan
thought.
of the show.
You seem like a Birds of Prey.
Did you watch all 14 episodes?
Of course, I did not watch this, but I know exactly what you're talking about because it was.
I remember I never watched it, but I remember how it was promoted. It was just that was bad enough. Like I'm like, this is gonna be a bad show.
Yeah.
I think Oracle was in it, which is supposed to be Batgirl or whatever. Like that's a character in it too. But it's like I don't even know how that got off the ground as a show. It's it's depressing me. How about animated? Animated TV. I don't think there's any of them bad.
Depressing.
Yeah, I'm getting depressed. I'm getting depressed. So many bad TV shows of Batman and Superman. Animated, all hits. Like honestly, I don't think there's a bad animation.
No,
even the classic.
No,
ones.
all of them are perfect. The stuff that Bruce Timm did with Paul Dini, the Batman animated series, that's the best cartoon ever. In my book,
The Batman, really?
The Batman animated series, it's the best cartoon ever.
Batman the animated series. I thought you were saying The Batman because there's one called The Batman.
No, that's
also.
Dreadlock
Like,
Joker. No, I'm not gonna watch that. No.
Oh, that's bad. It's actually bad. Actually, it's not bad. It's got some good episodes, and I've seen a few of it,
not a big fan.
and it's not bad. That Joker's horrendous though.
Yeah.
That is
but the Bruce Timm Batman animated series is perfect.
No, and Conroy.
Those definitely are the best for me.
Yeah, Kevin Conroy is Batman. Like whenever you say Batman, I think of him, even though he's not actually
hands
Batman.
down. That he is Batman.
His voice.
That is not Christian Bale. Not Ben Affleck, not Michael Keaton, it's him. It's him. That is
Kevin Conroy. I always said that if they dub Kevin Conroy, like if they use his voice in the movies, he'd be the perfect Batman. Like if you put Ben Affleck and you put Kevin Conroy's voice on top of Ben Affleck, best Batman, hands down.
Don't know why they don't
because they don't listen to me.
They should.
No, and Mark Hamill is the Joker.
Mark Hamill is a Joker.
Wow, like seriously, before Heath Ledger did it on live action, that great, the best Joker we ever got till then. Was
no, he's still the best Joker. He's still better than Heath Ledger.
He is.
Yeah, no, he's still better.
Have you seen that YouTube clip where he does, and they actually got Mark Hamill to do it. There's a YouTube clip where he's doing the Why So Serious story.
It sounds great.
Yes,
Heath Ledger does. And they clipped it from the animated series where he's playing poker with all the other villains.
Yeah, and
he's telling the story of Why So Serious, and that would have been awesome in the animated series if that actually would have happened. Yeah. That scene that way is like that is so awesome.
No, that show changed the way they made cartoons for like superheroes. You know, they made them a little bit more darker.
Yep.
When that show came out, that was before X-Men came out, and when X-Men came out, that was pretty dark too for our generation.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
But yeah, man, that animated Batman animated series is perfect.
No, and the animated Superman, like 2 years after that, they spun that one.
That one was good too. Yeah,
that was great.
Actually, that one had a really good. That one had a really good Lex Luthor, and Clancy Brown did the voice.
Yes.
Perfect. Kurgan from Highlander did the voice of Lex Luthor. He was really good. That's
who does the voice of Lex Luthor?
Yeah.
Wow. It's awesome. Yeah. It's awesome.
Perfect voice.
And he's also the same guy who does the Justice League Lex Luthor, right?
Yeah, in some of them, I think.
Okay. Well, they're probably the first, because they had Justice League and the Justice League Unlimited.
Yeah. The first Justice League series. Yeah, he did. He did do the voice.
Yeah. I don't think I don't think the Justice League Unlimited.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think he did Unlimited.
Those guys change around.
And I think they changed it again. Yeah. No, all of them. Young Justice is great. The first Teen Titans. I know a lot of people actually like. What is it? Teen Titans.
Teen Titans Go. I could watch that, but I watch it because of my 2-year-old kid. So it's a good introduction to superheroes.
Right.
Okay, good excuse. Good excuse. So you had a kid just so you can watch bad cartoons.
Yes,
that's your main reason.
That's the main reason. That's the main reason. No, man.
Introducing.
The other Teen Titans cartoon, the original before this one, was really good too.
Which one were those?
Yeah, the first
The
one.
first one, they
Which
came out,
actually, I
like-
think it's the same voices.
It's the same exact
Yeah,
voices.
and
It's the
it's
same exact voices.
the exact same
Yeah.
voices. Yeah, with Firestar and but they had what is that
Starfire.
villain now? Slade.
Slade.
Yeah,
Slade, which was
Starfire
Deathstroke. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Which is that he becomes
Yeah.
Deathstroke. Well, who never in the cartoon, but that's who Deathstroke is Slade. But so who's the best Batman v Superman? Who has the best animated series? Is it Batman the animated?
Yeah,
series?
hands down.
That Mr. Freeze. That's the Mr. Freeze we were talking about.
Yeah, the backstory of Mr. Freeze, Two-Face, even Clayface had a really dark background story to it. Like he's like a
That was
failed
like the
actor.
first season, I think. Clayface.
Yeah, he was like a failed actor that wanted to, change his face or whatever. Yeah, it was really good, man. And you could see what in Batman Begins, you could see certain things that Nolan kind of took from the animated series. One thing that stands out was the scene with the Scarecrow when the Scarecrow gets his drug, I don't know what they call it, on him.
Okay,
Yeah, and he
yes, I
sees
know
the
what you're
huge
talking
ass bat. Like if it was like a real
Yeah.
bat, that's straight from the animated series. Like if you see the episode, it's the exact same thing.
That's right. It is. That's the exact same
Yeah.
scene. Right when the first time he gets dosed with Scarecrow's toxin. Actually, the Batman animated series, isn't that where they created Harley Quinn?
Yeah, Bruce Timm and Paul
They
Dini.
created Harley Quinn. She's not
They
originally from the
created it,
comic
yeah.
books. They added her in after.
Yeah, they created it
Yeah.
from the cartoon and then they adapted it to the comic books. So
And now we're gonna get Suicide Squad, which looks fantastic.
yeah, that looks really good, man. I'm really I'm pretty hyped about that. Except for the Joker's look, but everything else I've seen about it, that trailer was great. That last trailer was
that last
perfect.
trailer. I was thinking right now, that last
Yes.
trailer.
That's the best trailer
Man.
I've seen in a while. Like, yeah, it's really good. The sound editing in that is top notch.
That Queen song.
Yes, it's perfect.
It's like
And Harley Quinn.
I'm gonna use the words people are using now, which is fleeky.
It is.
Fleeky.
It is.
There, I said it.
Dude, but that cast, you got that's a star-loaded cast. You got Will Smith doing Deadshot. You got the Harley Quinn actress. She's gonna blow up. She was awesome in the movie that she did with Will Smith already. What is it? Focus.
Oh, did you see that? Was it a good movie?
Yeah, it's a good
Yeah.
movie. And Wolf of Wall Street, she was great in that movie
Yeah.
too, alongside with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, she was really good.
So yeah, she's jumping straight into it. You got who is this? Yeah, that's her. You got
Jared Leto.
Jai Courtney, and Jared Leto as of course is the
Yeah.
Joker. Which again, what MSK said, the look, a lot of people actually are digging it. I agree, with MSK. I really don't dig the look, but I dig the actor, and I already dig the portrayal I caught in the trailer of his version, his portrayal of that Joker is looking good.
Tom
But yeah, also
Hardy.
Scott Eastwood, but he like if you look at IMDb, like they show him in the trailer too, and they don't say who he is though. So I don't know.
I don't
who
know
he's
what's up
gonna
with
be.
who is this Scott? Yeah, he's the son of Clint Eastwood. Why are they trying to make this guy a big deal? Like I've never seen him in anything.
He's
Because
this is a
he's
western.
the son of Clint Eastwood.
I mean, yeah, that's about it. I mean, I've seen lately they've
he's
been
got
trying,
the last name.
I know they were pushing
That's
they were
about it.
pushing him for Han Solo, and I didn't see him. No, he's not Han Solo.
I don't know. I gotta see him in something first. I gotta see him. He's a big brawny guy. With kind of
No, GQ Han Solo. No, I'm good. I'm good. But he does look
Well,
like
it's
his dad. He does look like his dad.
Yeah, he does. He does look like a young Clint Eastwood. Well, he has I think it's called Diablo or something like that, a western. I haven't seen it yet, but I've seen trailers for it that he has out. Yeah, we got to stay away from the Justice League stuff because
That's most of them.
That's
That's most
together in
of
the
them.
Justice League, and there's tons of them, and they're all good. They're all every single one of them good.
So
but
we're gonna go with Batman.
by itself.
Because how many animated films does Superman have on his own?
He has a few. I'll shoot off a few. You have Superman, the classic one. Actually, those are kind of pretty funny. If you ever check them out, the classic Superman ones from the 1920s.
Oh, those are cool. Yeah,
It's
those
like-
are cool to watch.
Yeah, Superman and the mechanical monsters,
And
Superman,
you know,
the volcano.
Those are pretty funny though because they
are.
really don't portray like how strong he
Yeah.
is. Because he stops like
He's
minor
always struggling.
things.
Yeah.
but he still struggles to do these things, which is it's pretty funny.
They have Superman Doomsday, Superman Shazam, Return of Black Adam. Actually, that was pretty good. All-Star Superman. That's also a good one. Superman versus the Elite, Superman Unbound.
Yeah. No, Under the
and
Red
they
Hood.
start
That's all I
going
have to say.
into
Under the Red Hood. You have the Batman
Oof.
versus Robin. Batman wins. Batman wins.
my favorite thing that they do with Batman and all the animated films is they make him so untrusting of Superman, which really builds up this movie coming up now.
Well, that's how it is in the comics, man. That really is how it is.
It is, and it's like, and it's funny because it's like he's frenemies. Superman's not. Superman is totally legitimately friends with Batman. He's like, no, this guy's my friend. I could trust him. I got no problems with him. Batman is a total frenemy of his. Batman is totally like, you're cool. I'll work with you, but I got kryptonite in my back pocket, and I will stick you the moment
Batman doesn't trust
that
anyone.
I see you going the wrong direction.
And why should he? Why should he? Why should he?
No. There was one episode of I think it was Justice League Unlimited where he has that. They show that he actually has his utility belt. Like they're fighting somebody that absorbed Superman's powers or something, and he's like get him out of here. And they're like, why? He's like, just get him out. And when they get him out, he pulls out a lead box and he has kryptonite on him. It's like he's always packing kryptonite. Like that's crazy. It's like that. It's so interesting. And you know, and all the Justice League movies they do the same thing. They make Batman like. They blow him up, man. It really is. I gotta agree. On the animated films, it's Batman's a better character because they always give him the darker storyline, the tougher storyline. You know, he like threatened to blow up what's his name, Doomsday's, not Doomsday, Darkseid.
Yeah.
Like destroy the entire planet. Like I'll just destroy your entire planet. And he's like, and there's like a whole dialogue where there's like he knows Superman won't do that. He's like too honorable unless he's got some red kryptonite or something. That's not gonna happen. But Batman's like, yeah, he'll do it.
Yeah.
He'll do it.
Yeah, no, Batman wins.
That's got to be done.
Films. Yeah, he does whatever needs to be done.
Yeah, video games. Wow, that's a good list of Batman v Superman. But Batman wins that one too because let's
just cut it short. Arkham games beat anything Superman games. Like, is there even Superman games? I don't even know. Like, Yopis, you're the gamer.
Actually, the very first game is a Superman game for Atari.
Yeah, no, those Arkham games, man.
The Arkham games just make it,
The only games that compare to the Arkham games, and they're not Superman games because it has everybody, is those the Injustice, DC. Gods Among Us, and the
online, DC Online.
What is it? DC versus Mortal Kombat, and DC, the DC Online, and DC Online.
Yeah, but those are all just
I love that DC.
Based, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But they have Superman in them, so
they don't count. They don't count.
No.
Okay, but when
they count more toward Batman, I guess.
Well, no, okay.
Now you just
exactly. If
like,
it's DC versus Mortal Kombat, when you're playing that game, you're picking Batman.
DC versus Mortal Kombat.
Have you played that?
I don't think I have.
Yo, Peace, you played, right? You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I never. Okay,
it's super. Come on, you're not picking Batman with respect.
I never pick. I'll pick the Flash.
The Flash is raw. I was about to say that he is so awesome in that game. The Flash, he like runs around the whole world to punch you. Like there's so many great moves.
No, I would pick Man Bat.
And they don't have Man Bat.
Damn.
They don't have Man Bat.
I love Man Bat.
And Superman.
Actually, the best fatality in that game is fatality is the Joker. That he has one with like he pulls out a gun.
Yeah, even the Joker is. I'll pick him over Batman in those.
Yeah,
games.
and that game is raw. He does. Oh yeah, because he grabs you. You put him there, and he shakes your hand, and he electrocutes you.
Blow up,
and then he shoots acid at you from the flower. Yeah, he's two good ones. But his fatality is so raw because he pulls out a gun and he pulls a trigger, and a bang sign comes out of it, and like it's over, and it's like a flawless victory.
Yeah.
It's like finishing, and then he pulls out a regular gun and blows your head off.
That's awesome. Yeah. No, but those Arkham games, man. Those Arkham games are
they're next level,
right?
man.
You played all the?
No, I had not played.
I didn't play the last one.
I have them all, but I haven't like finished any of them.
Arkham Knight is the only one I didn't play, but all the other ones are awesome.
They're all so good. Actually, that's what's got me hyped for this movie coming out. Is those fight scenes are straight out of Arkham.
Yeah, exactly like Arkham.
That's what they're doing with the fight scenes, like especially when he dives up and like smashes that guy's head face first into the.
Yeah, I'm glad they showed that, man. I'm glad they showed that in the trailer.
It was
we finally got some Batman action, which we've never seen Batman kind of like more toward
in that fashion though.
Yeah,
never in that fashion. It's always the stiff. It's always they finally do CGI. Just I don't care CGI them or get a stunt double, whatever you got to do, and give me some good fight scenes.
Yeah, and I know this is like way out of what we've been talking about, but I just want to put this out there because I know a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, whatever. Listen. Superman killing Zod was great.
Yes.
He had to.
Superman killing Zod was great. And I don't care about, he's Superman and he's not supposed to kill.
Yeah. Doesn't he
up.
technically
That's what was so
doesn't he
good,
technically
but-
kill Zod in the
Shut
first
up.
movie, like in the Christopher Reeves movie?
He does.
Like why are
He
people
does.
complaining, man?
No, doesn't he? No, he throws him in the Phantom Zone. He throws him in the Phantom Zone in the movie, right?
No,
I
in the
just
first
need
movie
to
he
say
just
that
throws him
because-
off
yeah.
the where is he? The Fortress
he-
of Solitude.
he
He throws him off the
off-
Fortress of Solitude.
Oh, that's right. It's like a pit.
Yeah, it's like a pit or something.
Yeah, that's right.
Mhm.
Yeah, but they don't care about that. It's they gotta hate. But the
I
thing is
don't
that
care.
even him killing Zod, like they made it dramatic. It's like it was cool because he had to do it. So it's like it's not like he's Batman now that he enjoys killing. He had to do that, and you know they're gonna bring that up in this movie because that's what Batman's gonna bring up. It's like because Batman's still probably his main rule of thumb is you don't kill either,
Yeah.
and he's probably gonna throw that in his face like, "Well, you killed this guy Zod," but you even saw that like here's a guy
had to.
he
He
loathes,
had to kill him.
he hates him, and this guy wants nothing to do but kill him. But it's like I've already sent my entire race basically because at that point he doesn't know that inside of him is the DNA from from the Kryptonians. So he's like, I just basically committed genocide against my own race to save this planet. Zod is the only other Kryptonian left alive. So as much as he in that moment in that fight he hates him, he still has to respect that that's the only attachment he has left to his world, and he has to end them. He has no choice but to end them. And in the way he does it, so just breaks his neck. Like, that is such a good scene. It's like again, Man of Steel wins the movie. Batman's winning everything else, but Man of Steel wins the movie.
Yeah, you could say that. But
Yeah,
I'm gonna.
that's for
yeah,
me
you-
too.
yeah.
That's for
Yeah,
me
so
too.
you like Man of Steel? You like
yes.
Man of Steel more?
You got it. You have to give him something.
yeah, give Superman something.
Give him something.
He has better hair, I guess. His hair, little curl in the front's pretty cool, I guess.
Actually, you know what's funny about Superman? Because something that everyone like, I would rag on it too. Like the biggest rank on is like, hey, he puts glasses on,
Yeah.
no one can tell who he is.
Oh, I know what you're gonna say. Yeah, this is pretty cool. This is
Yeah,
pretty
because
cool.
it was just on the news yesterday and
Yeah.
today, and it's pretty
Yeah.
funny. Henry Cavill is in a Superman shirt in front of the building that
Yeah,
has
I
the
heard
in
about
Times
that.
Square that has the sign up, and no one knows
Because he had glasses on.
At all. Yeah,
No,
there was,
he didn't
the sign
even
was-
Oh,
have
he didn't have
glasses
glasses
on.
on? That's funny.
No, it was him. It was no glasses, just him with a Superman shirt on, chilling in Times Square by the Times Square building that has the
billboard.
the billboard up.
That's funny.
Yeah, of the Batman, Batman v Superman logo and the poster that shows him on it all the way up there, and people just walking past him.
That's
Like,
funny.
no, didn't even.
Hey,
didn't
that's
even notice him.
that's New York.
So exactly. So okay, so Metropolis is like a New York. Yeah, glasses is good enough.
Yeah, I think glasses is
No
good
one
enough.
notices you.
Yeah, you know what? I think
I
you're
think
right.
it is good enough. I really do think.
I think you're right.
Because when I take off
And
my
I'm bringing
glasses,
this
I'm
up for-
completely different. I look completely different. So
Yeah, I'm the same way. Whenever I take my glasses, people say like, "Oh, you look
Yeah.
completely different without your glasses."
Yeah, whenever I take off my glasses, wait a minute.
yeah.
Have you seen Yo Piece with glasses?
Oh, that should be different.
Ooh.
It's different.
No, but I had to throw in that that Zod thing
It's
because
true.
man, I get pissed off when people just tell me that whole
Like, why do you kill
Oh.
Zod? Yeah.
he kills
That's
Zod. He's Superman.
Yeah.
He
No,
kills Zod.
I'm
He's
gonna
not
get back to the
supposed to
Times
kill.
Square thing for a second.
He's Superman. Why is he killing?
Oh, so just let the family die. Just let the family just get
Yeah, exactly.
murdered.
Let that family get
let
blasted.
let the world get destroyed.
Yeah, because that was his promise. That's what he said. He goes, I'm gonna kill every single one of them, every last one of
Yeah.
them, all these people.
No,
he
but
loved.
you put him in jail. You put that guy in jail.
He had, yeah, he put him in jail.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. You put him
Yeah.
in jail.
Yeah, Kryptonian jail.
But he
But-
kills Zod.
Back to the
That's what they sound like to me. He kills Zod.
to go to the Times Square thing again because I brought up with you guys and I do want all two of our listeners to share in that too. Except MSK did mention that it is taking place in 2012, but it is creepy that the last time we saw the prediction of that Batman v Superman logo in Times Square was I Am Legend, when it's like the apocalypse and there's nothing but zombies /
Oh, that's an
vampire-like
omen.
people
That's an
running
omen.
around.
We're gonna get bad
It
CGI
is. It's
zombies.
like any week now. Any week now. Any bad CGI. zombies.
Bad CGI zombie
Any-
vampires. That's what we're gonna get.
Any
You know-
week now, it's gonna happen.
You know,
Any
no
week 'cause
matter
it's
no
fucking
matter
Times
how
Square.
much zombie stuff I watch, I'm not prepared for that. I'll be honest with you.
No, we're
I'm
gonna
not
die. All
prepared
three of
for
us are gonna
any
die.
of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I am. I know exactly who I'm gonna be in the zombie apocalypse. I'm gonna be one of the zombies.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Yeah. I feel you. No, I understand you completely. I'm
gonna be a zombie so fast.
And I'm out of shape, so I'm gonna be like number 1 zombie. Like I'm gonna be the first one. Like, oh snap, that guy's a zombie. Oh, I'm
you're
done.
You're not even gonna be a zombie.
You mean
You're not gonna
secondhand
become a
zombie number 1?
because
Secondhand zombie number
Second
1.
zombie.
Yeah, you're gonna feed
I'm
the
zombie number
zombies.
2.
You're gonna feed the zombies.
Did we hit everything that we needed to? Let's see. Let me see the list.
No, we did not. We still have not talked about Lex.
Oh, Lex who?
Well,
The new Lex.
I think we're gonna have plenty to say.
All right, so
after we actually
which
see it.
has the better legs, Batman or Superman? I'm gonna go Batman. I'm gonna go Batman because
No, because the Batman Lex is this one coming up. It's Batman v Superman, and now we're getting a bad Lex. So thank you, Batman. Thank you for Batman for ruining my Man of Steel sequel.
Yeah, because this is definitely not a sequel. This is not a sequel.
No,
This is not
It's
a
a Batman
sequel.
movie. It's Batman
right
v
after
Superman.
Man of Steel.
It's
Yeah,
not
it's
coming
fine.
out soon. They don't even have a script for it.
What?
No, you're saying that this is this.
I'm just saying
This
this is
the sequel to Man
this
of
is like
Steel.
right after Man of Steel. So chronologically, I think it would be.
This is not a sequel.
So Suicide Squad, how about that? Wow, this I think we're gonna have plenty to rip out. The next episode will be a post spoiler filled. We're not gonna hold back. We're gonna have spoiler filled
Warning.
review.
Warning.
There'll be plenty of warnings
Warning.
on the next episode because I think we're gonna have plenty to say about Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
We might surprise everyone.
No, he's not gonna surprise anyone. That guy's gonna suck.
He's
That
not
gonna suck.
surprise me.
Now everything else,
He might surprise
might be
everyone.
might surprise us.
Best case scenario, it's the two of you arguing with me on the entire next episode about that he wasn't that bad because there is nothing
funny.
that I saw from that trailer.
He wasn't that bad. That's what it's gonna be. Yeah,
That he-
relax, Omega.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad.
He wasn't that bad. He wasn't bad. I might say, and because the way they shot these trailers, and even from what I've seen out of Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne / Batman, I will go out on the limb and say that he will probably be the only thing wrong with the movie. Is what it looks like. It
Jesse
looks like
Eisenberg,
it's gonna
yeah, I
actually
think
be a
he
good
will.
Film. It might have a good storyline.
He
The
might
action sequences.
You know, I already set
surprise
myself up. That
everyone.
if he's the one, if he sucks, I'm okay with it. If he's the only thing that sucks, I'll be okay with the movie.
He might surprise everyone because he's not gonna be Lex. I'm telling you.
So from what I gathered from this whole podcast, this whole conversation, Batman wins everything, right? Batman's the best, and he destroys.
Superman's still my favorite,
Everything.
but Batman has a lot of the better
Batman's
stuff.
whooping ass.
Okay, well, in that case, let's bring it down to real life. Who wins?
Who wins in real life?
So instead of Batman v Superman, you should just turn the V. What is it? Counterclockwise once to the left, so it's just Batman greater than Superman.
That's pretty much what it is. That's pretty much what it is. So to answer your question, Batman. Batman wins.
Batman wins, huh?
It does. He does. Batman v Superman. But in this movie, hopefully Man of Steel wins. Because come on, in an actual fight without kryptonite, it's
I'll tell you
over.
what. Look, since this movie's called Batman v Superman and it's set in a court drama,
Dun,
I
dun,
think
dun,
Superman
dun,
has a chance,
dun.
depending on his lawyer and how that works out for him. But,
Harvey Birdman, attorney.
But yeah, depending on his attorney, he might be able to pull this off. But Batman has more money, so he could afford the heavy hitters.
he has a larger. He's gonna have like 20
Yeah.
lawyers. He's gonna have like 20
Yeah,
lawyers.
he'll get
and
OJ's
Clark
lawyers. He'll
Kent-
get OJ's
Clark
lawyers.
Kent on a news reporter. Clark Kent on a news reporter's salary. He's only gonna have the pro bono.
Yeah, the pro bono. Yeah. But
Uh,
yeah, man, I think
it is.
so
it
so
is
it's settled.
wins.
Batman,
wins.
everyone.
Superman's still my favorite, but Batman.
Yeah, you
Batman
could keep
has
saying
better-
that. You
he
could keep
does.
saying it, but that's not going to
Yeah,
change the
better,
fact
right?
that
Yeah.
Batman.
Yeah.
Well, he has
Who's
two
the
things.
best?
He to me has a better film. He's a better film, and that origin story of how his creator came up. It's actually not a good thing, but it's just more interesting. I find it. Batman's surrounded by that nice shadiness of one guy's pretty responsible for a lot of stuff and got completely ripped off from any credit.
Yeah,
a decent
for like
amount of
100
money.
years. You know what's
Yeah.
cool? At least I think starting with Gotham, they finally
Yeah.
started putting Bill Finger as the co-creator.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's pretty cool.
yeah.
But I mean, Gotham came out
Yeah,
last year.
Finally. Yeah, exactly.
So it took
was
them like
finally.
70 years for them to give him credit. That sucks, you know. But
So I guess Batman v Superman will probably have.
yeah,
it too.
yeah, it will. It will.
So yeah. Superman is more famous.
What?
And that's yeah.
So what you got for us, Yo Piece? What's that necessity?
No, I'm definitely gonna go with Batman Beyond.
Yeah, we actually didn't talk about it.
Definitely a great show. One of my favorites. I want to see this movie be made before I die.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't care who it starts. Well, actually, I do care who it starts, but I definitely need to
Not
see this
Channing
movie.
Tatum.
Yeah, you do care.
Not
You do
Channing
care.
Tatum.
Not Channing Tatum.
I do care. I do care. This is a great series. If you've never seen this, I honestly say you should go
No,
see
it's
this.
pretty good.
It's 3 seasons, I believe.
That's it.
Yeah, I think it
It
was.
should have
3
gotten so many
seasons.
more seasons. They probably
It
just
should've.
Nah,
Justice
but you know
League
what?
took over.
Shorter.
It should've.
I mean, at least it's great. You know, it's 3 great seasons. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was about 52 episodes.
That's a
all
good amount.
Like,
Yeah,
You can binge
yeah,
watch
that's good.
that.
That's good.
yeah. But this is something that you should show your kids
Is it kid friendly?
for what I remember.
Kid friendly?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
very,
for
it's
what I
family-
remember,
family
no, for
friendly.
what I remember, it was very kids friendly. It was nothing as bad as the Flash paradox.
Oh no, yeah,
Yeah, no,
in
Flashpoint
comparison.
Paradox.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
in
that's
comparison,
hard,
you're
man.
right.
That's-
Yeah.
no, this is
exactly.
the kids can watch this. Anything that might be adult-ish
It will go right over their head.
Yeah.
It will go, yeah, it will definitely
Yeah, just
go
like it
over
did
their
with
head.
us with the
Actually,
animated series.
Exactly, when we watch it. Actually, a good way to watch Batman Beyond is to actually watch like a season or 2 of Batman the animated series first if you haven't seen it, because it is a complete feed off. It's
Yeah,
the same
it's-
voices,
yeah.
so you won't take a jump from there, and it's some of the same villains return in the future.
Yeah, it actually jumps from 2019 to 2038 or something like that.
Yeah, so that Batman Beyond's a great one. That was actually probably, I think that's my favorite animated series.
Yeah,
of
from
Batman.
all of them.
Yeah, that's definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's that one. It's right next to the Batman the animated series, because if it wasn't for Batman the animated series, we wouldn't have gotten that. It's,
Right.
it's what spins it off. But it's good because it's so original. It's so original instead of just retelling Batman in a different way, like the Batman and Batman the Brave and the Bold, and even the Justice League ones, and like the movies are the same thing. It's like they actually came up with an original storyline and concept and gave it to us, and it's very well done. And Yopi's is right. That's got to be a movie. That would be such a good movie.
And it actually has a crossover. The Batman Beyond the animated series. I think like the 3rd season they had a crossover also
Static
as
Shock?
well
Was Static Shock?
into the Justice League.
Oh, Justice
Yeah,
League. Yeah,
it does. I remember that. Yeah,
yeah, it does.
and,
It
and,
does.
and they
yeah.
meet like old
Which is
Batman. Yeah,
pretty
they
cool.
meet old Bruce Wayne.
Yeah,
Well, the younger version of Bruce Wayne,
Yeah.
and yeah, it was pretty cool.
right. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool. It's a pretty cool episode. Yeah, and if there's someone listening that actually has connections, please make this movie already.
Yes, please. Who would play them? Who would you cast? MSK's usually pretty good at this.
Oh, it has to be
Yeah,
young.
it has to be
It has to
pretty
be young.
we get Ender, the kid that played Ender in Ender's Game.
No, I think he's still too young. I just saw him in a trailer for that new Tim Burton movie that's
Too
coming
young?
out.
You think
Yeah,
he's
but
too
we're
young?
Still,
thinking
yeah,
like
he
maybe
still
like
looks-
2 or 3 years from now. I think he'd be perfect for it.
Yeah, from now he'll be.
If he can get
perfect.
ripped.
That's fine.
If
You know,
he can get
actors,
ripped.
man,
It's Terry
actors.
Gilliam.
You know, actors get ripped like in 5 days. They could do it.
That's-
So,
Yeah,
so
5 days.
Yeah, they get roids and CGI.
Exactly.
A good combination of steroids
and
and
that kid could
CGI makes
act.
it all.
That kid
happen.
could act. So,
He can.
so
He can.
I don't know who else.
Yeah, and who would be old Bruce Wayne?
Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, easy.
Still,
Clint Eastwood.
I
that's it, like,
said that. I said that for sure 10 years ago. I think maybe.
No, I'll
maybe,
still say it right
Yeah.
now.
You
That
still
guy
say
could
Clint
be.
Eastwood?
No, he's too skinny.
I
though.
think
Like,
also-
yeah.
Who would also be good is the who wants to play Cable. This guy from
Kevin Nash,
Avatar.
the wrestler.
Yeah, that old
No,
guy
not Kevin
from,
Nash, the
from
wrestler, the actor.
That's funny.
No.
Yeah, the actor from Avatar.
Yeah, he's also in that.
the soldier.
Yeah,
Into
actually,
the
he
Badlands.
would be
That's on
very
AMC.
good as old.
If he
Bruce
could drop
Wayne.
the southern
great.
slang, he has a bit of a southern accent
Yeah.
to him. But if he could drop that southern slang, he'd be a good old Bruce Wayne because he's big, brawny. He looks the right age, like good shape for an older guy. Even though Clint Eastwood, because they do make him a little bit more like on the more decrepit side in the animated series, where he's like really not physically able to, still do his part unless he uses some type of mechanical assistance. So actually, yeah, I think Clint Eastwood still would be the better choice for the
Right
old
now, right
Bruce
now,
Wayne. Right now, yeah.
But right
Yeah.
now, it has to be like
It has to be
right,
done
right
right.
now.
Yeah,
That would
like
be so good.
tomorrow.
Yeah,
It would be good. And actually, for anybody who doesn't want to sit through 52 episodes of Batman Beyond the animated series. Just jump straight into Batman Beyond the Return of the Joker. That's good enough. That's such a good animated
Great film. Yeah, it's a great film.
And Mark Hamill eats it up and actually does a good job in that film of connecting the two, Batman the animated series to Batman Beyond, and then it'll probably intrigue you, make you want to watch those 52 episodes of Batman Beyond.
So that's it. That's the necessity for
I
this
think
episode.
I think that wraps it up. That's very good necessity. Yo,
Good job.
peace.
Good job. No, I like
Gotta
that.
say, we're all, at least I am actually legitimately, with the exception of Lex Luthor, excited for
You're
Batman v
excited. You're
Superman.
excited for this movie. You've been bashing this movie from
I'm
day
ex-
one.
I'm yeah, no,
I'm
I'm
surprised
excited. I'm excited, and I thank you, Omega, thank you, Omega.
We're gonna,
for,
yes, Omega hooked it up as birthday.
Yeah, it was
gift.
pretty
Hooked
good.
it up.
Pretty good
Guys,
gift,
we're gonna
actually.
go watch it.
Thank
I
you
don't
so
even know how
much.
we're
Well, I
gonna
mainly
top
did it because MSK kept saying that he wasn't gonna
Yeah.
watch this film with me, so now he has to.
I don't know why you did it. I don't care about the
I
reason
don't care
behind it.
either. I don't
did
care
it.
if
You just
That's
have
what
you're
counts.
benefiting from it.
Yeah. I mean, but I'm not sitting
what
next to you,
counts.
so yeah.
Don't be surprised. I'm telling you right now, and then everybody listens to this and goes, "Yo, piece is
Here
a
it comes.
fool."
Here it comes. Ready?
That guy's gonna be the Riddler.
And there you have it.
Yeah, I
Episode
said
3, the last podcast, guys. Any last words for this?
And we're done. We will be canceled mainly because of that statement. And we're gonna leave on that
I'm
note.
gonna laugh.
I think we
I'm
leave on
gonna
that
laugh
note.
really hard if he does
We're gonna
turn out to
leave
be the Riddler.
forever.
I'm gonna. It's gonna be, and then it'll just be the Yo Piece show. We'll just have to like step aside.
That's it.
And it'll just be Yo Piece talking for an hour
That's it.
straight about his opinion. So, in short, wrapping it up, Batman apparently is better than Superman in most things. Batman Beyond, great necessity. Watch it. Be hyped. We'll hopefully talk to you soon if we make it to an episode 4 to
We probably
review
won't.
Batman v Superman, and it probably
Yeah.
won't happen. So,
Yeah, but who's more famous?
all right, that calls it. Omega out.
Peace out.
Beat us.
And there you have it, folks. This has been Fanatically Correct. Until next time, you crazy kids. Signing off.